Hey guys, I have heard and had this analogy cross my path a few times lately, and I want to share it with you. And that analogy is a river, like the river of life. And this river, it travels to the ocean, just like rivers do. And all of humanity, everybody, is in this river. And along the river, we have boulders and rocks, like obstacles. So you can liken it to obstacles in life. And so everybody is in the river. Some are further down the river, some are still upstream. But we're all going to the same destination. We're all traveling along this river of life with the same final destination. And some people are swimming along, dodging the obstacles, just going with it. And then you've got some people who float along and bump into the obstacles and the rocks and just kind of go around it and continue on. And then you have some people who are holding on to the rocks and these obstacles in life, and they're hanging on and they're not getting any further down the river. And in order to reach the ocean, you have to let go of these obstacles. You have to release the challenges and the obstacles in life in order to get to the ocean. And I think this just applies to so many people in so many different ways. And you can also think of the ocean, the river, in terms of ebb and flow, like tumultuous times and easy times. So you're floating down the river and it's nice and smooth and relaxing, and then you hit a rapids and it gets all crazy and things are chaotic and you don't know how long it's gonna last. You don't know how rough it's gonna get, but eventually it smooths back out and it flows again and it's relaxing again. And then there's some more boulders and there's some more obstacles, and you can either swim around it or you can bump into it and keep on going, or you can grab onto it for dear life and hold on to that boulder and that challenge and obstacle. But you're still not going to get to the ocean until you let go of that obstacle. And you have people who are further along the river downstream. You have some people who have reached the ocean. You have some who are far upstream. But the ones who are upstream still have to go through the river, through all those rapids in life. And I think this really applies to a lot of people right now who are on different levels of awakening and their journey, because we're all eventually going to the same place. Some of us are just further along than others. And you can't force anybody to get down the river faster. You can't force somebody to wake up sooner than they're ready. You have to go through the succession of the rapids. You have to hit certain obstacles. And like, some people might be on one side of the river and other people on the other side. So maybe you're hitting certain rocks and obstacles, but they're on the other side of the river, so they're, missing it. Every path down the river is different. But eventually, We all reach the same destination. I know a lot of people are struggling right now with their friends, families, husbands, wives, just not on the same page, not waking up, not becoming aware of things that are going on. They're just further upstream in the river. You can't force it upon anybody. You have to lead by example. Be the change you want to see. So when you start to change, your energy starts to shift. Other people will look at you and say, "What do you know? What is different about you? What has changed? I want to know what you know. Tell me your secrets." When your energy is putting out a different frequency, you're going to attract that frequency. And if people in your life don't match that frequency, if they don't rise up to meet it, maybe they're not meant to be in your life. Maybe they leave your life. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're just further up the river. Maybe you guys were tracking on the river at the same, you guys were together for a while, but then one person held on to an obstacle and you kept going. So you're further down the river now than they are. Maybe you guys keep bumping into different rocks and you keep like surpassing each other, or like the scenarios are endless. It doesn't mean anyone is right or wrong. Everybody has a journey back to the ocean, back to God, if you will. We're all on this same river of life with the same destination, but we have infinite patterns and routes that we can take. Maybe the river branches off two different ways, but then meets back up. Some people go to the left, some people go to the right. But then it joins back up again. So maybe you're holding on to an obstacle. Maybe there's things that you need to let go of. Maybe you just need to understand that some people have to let go of their obstacles before they can come meet you downstream. Everybody has their journey, and we should really try to just recognize that. I know it's hard. I really understand that. Trust me, I understand that. But when you can see it from a higher perspective, a higher vantage point, that maybe we're just all at a different state of awakening, but yet we're all heading towards the same destination on the same journey, maybe that makes it a little easier. It's just so interesting to me that this idea of the river and flowing has continuously come across my path. And the more I think on it, the more it makes sense. The more that I am applying it to my own life. What are the obstacles that I'm holding on to? What are the things that I'm resisting letting go of? Really look at the things that you don't want to let go of. For me, one of them is control. Like, you don't know what's downstream. It's unknown. That can be scary. There could be some rapids ahead. But instead of being scared, maybe start looking at it like an adventure. Start getting excited. I went river rafting in Costa Rica, and some of those rapids were super intense. They were exhilarating. You could either be scared shitless, or you can be like, yeehaw, and hang on tight, because we're going through it. There is one way out, and that is through. That's it. You just gotta ride the raft. You gotta ride it out. You're gonna get wet. You're gonna have an adventure. Life is an adventure. And we are experiencing some crazy adventures right now. All of us. Everybody's getting affected. Everything is going crazy. But things are changing. Things are changing. The old paradigm is crumbling. The old systems are falling apart. And they're kicking and screaming on their way out. Maybe all of humanity is just in this crazy part of the river right now, but we're still all in different parts of it, and some are still further downstream, some are further upstream. And we're just on different parts of that river of life. So you can choose to go with the flow. You can choose to hold on to every rock and obstacle that comes your way. It's just going to take you longer to get to your destination. So, really, try to take this and see other people as just on a different stage of their journey. I know what it feels like to have a significant other who just doesn't want to meet you where you're at. I know what it feels like to have family members that think you're crazy and don't want to talk to you. I know what it feels like to lose friendships and feel alone and isolated. I have been there with all of these things. I get it. But it does not mean that it's a bad thing. It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective, because when people leave your life that are on a different part of the river, let's say you let go of some obstacles and you're further down the river now and they're still stuck upstream holding on to their rocks. Well, you're going to meet some new people along the way. You're going to have space in your life to allow new people to come in when others exit. It's tough at first when friends want to leave your life for whatever reason. There's a falling out. But that opens up doors of opportunities for new people to come in. Everything in life is an opportunity if you choose to see it that way. It's all about perspective. It's all perspective. It's all mindset. It doesn't mean you have to be naive and ignorant to the crazy stuff going on, but you choose how you let it affect you. You choose if you want to say, that's pretty wicked stuff going on, but I'm going to choose to not let it affect my emotions. Not anymore. I am choosing to control my own energy, my own feelings, and flow with the river a little more. I'm going to ride it. I'm going to go swimming, swim around some of these obstacles, and let God guide me back to the ocean. And so I hope you find this analogy helpful, and I hope you can let go of some of your own obstacles in the river, and that you can understand that we all have the same destination. So no matter how you get there, you're still going to arrive. We're all going to arrive. And you get to choose how quickly you get there and how easily you get there. I hope this message finds you well and that you have a blessed day. And remember, life is what you make it. It's not a cliche. It truly is mind over matter, your perspective, and what you make of it. Take care.